What's up, guys? I'm Dexter Roberts.
I'm Chance Holt, and you're listening to the Dirt Floor Report podcast. Thanks for joining. Today we got a special guest with us,
Dill Bance.
the Dill Bance.
Howdy.
How you been, Dill?
I've been pretty good. About y'all?
I'm doing good.
Doing great. I think last time we seen you, we was all fishing together.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We was all fishing together, and who did we get tickets?
Oh my goodness, here we go.
We did.
It wasn't even an April Fool's joke because that was March.
Oh, you told him.
How long has that been?
Right at a year. It's right at a year.
It's March.
We just
so
kept it. We just kept it rolling.
Well, you want me to tell the story?
Go ahead.
I wasn't going to tell it
Okay.
no different.
Right. All right, here's what happened. If you've seen our video from last year when we introduced Dill Bance, well, we went fishing that day, obviously, and we was on private property, and
Private property.
from what I thought, we all had fishing
Lock 'em
license,
up.
and I think they actually did have fishing license, but they gonna act like they didn't.
That's hint
Anyway,
number one.
I get a call a few days later from Dexter.
No, it was from Seth first.
Was it?
I think so.
No, I think it was you first, and then I called him and be like, "Is he serious?"
That part I don't remember, but I knew whatever you said, I backed up 100%.
Yep.
Anyway, Dexter calls me, and he's like, "Hey, man, game warden call you?" And I'm like, "No, why would he call me?" He's like, "Dude, me and Self got tickets." I'm like, "Tickets for what?" He said, for fishing without a license." I'm like, "First off, why ain't you got a license?" Which he actually did. And then I'm like, "Why would the game warden track your phone on private property just to give you a fishing without a license
I said,
ticket?"
man, they seen our daggum post that we made.
That's
and all
what it
these
was.
daggum views.
Yeah, because the post went viral.
Yeah,
It went
and
viral
they're like, "Hey, man,"
recently,
they was
too,
like, "You
but I
got a
reposted it.
license?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, man."
Oh, you lied?
Yeah. No, you ain't got no license.
Well, anyway, that happened. Dexter tells me this, and I'm like, I'm mad, honestly, because I feel like it's an overreach of government. Anyway,
It's like time to take them out.
yeah, what is it, Paul Henry? No, what's his name? The Britisher company?
Paul Revere.
I'm not good at history.
You
Anyway,
ain't good at maps either.
no, you good at maps either.
What'd you say?
Paul Revere. No, I said Paul Henry.
Yeah,
That's what I said. Who's Paul Henry? Anyway, so I call Self to get confirmation of these tickets.
John Henry's the guy. Ain't he the
Yeah, he's the railroad guy.
railroad guy?
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
What?
Let's keep going with the story.
Anyway.
Too late for classes today.
Anyway,
He done graduated.
barely. Anyway, so I called Self to get confirmation on these tickets, and he solidifies the information. He says, "Yeah, man, I got one too."
They should be calling you.
Yeah. Well, no, I had a license. I knew I had a license. Well, I mean, this rolls on for months.
He done told folks about it.
I done told so many people that, hey,
And
man.
him done forgot about it.
Yeah. Well, it was probably 6 months later before Dexter told me any different.
I still thought he thought that.
Of course.
I'm learning this today.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I thought so.
Oh my goodness! All right, so we're going fishing. This is what he looks like. Bill, what are you doing?
It's the best way to catch him.
Oh my! He's even got the shoes.
I remember waking up, spending the night at your house on Saturday nights. We going bird hunting.
Yeah.
Army crawling through the pasture before
terrace
church
rows.
on terrace rows. Yeah.
We would eat everything we shot. Too.
Yeah. Shooting and cooking everything we shot, and regardless if we should have or not.
We eat.
But
them.
our
Hey,
immune
statute of
system,
limitations.
our immune system got made in those years. But
You know, I burnt 3 acres of woods off
oh yeah, I remember that.
in the 3rd grade.
I do. I remember that vividly.
Yeah, because trying to cook something I'd shot out in the pasture.
He overcooked it.
Well, apparently you can't put out a fire with sticks. Especially when it's in a pine thicket. So I'll tell you that story real quick. Well, I was in the 3rd grade, and me and one of my other little buddies, we'd went out in the woods, and we'd shot us a little old bird, and we wanted to be mountain men, just like me and you did back when we was younger. And so we got that bird, and we dressed it out, and we started this little fire right there in the woods, and we cooked it. We ate it, Well, we ended up beating the fire out with some sticks. It didn't have no water or nothing. I think we may have tried to pee on it a couple times, but it was a pretty good fire. Well, we didn't think nothing else of it. We went home to my house, and we had 80 acres at the time, and we was on pretty much the back side of it. And we're in my room playing, doing whatever. And Dad had some friends come over, and when they walked in, he said, Paul, he said, you burning some brush over there in the pasture or something? I said, no. He said, well, you got something burning over there. Well, by that time I heard Dad march through my room. He said, you been lighting fires? And, of course, me trying to stay out of trouble, I lied to him. I said, no. I wasn't supposed to be starting fires. I think it was a no-burn warning at that time.
Now we know why.
Yeah. Anyway, so me and him and Mom, we hop in the truck, and he's going off down through the pasture, and he asked me again, he said, did you start a fire? I said, no. I'm thinking like, well, it must have been Mother Nature. A wild forest fire. And he didn't say nothing else. Fire department from 3 different cities comes over, and they come put it out, and they make fire lanes through there to keep it from spreading. It already burned off 3 acres, which noted it needed burned, but we ain't gonna talk about that. And well, after all that was said and done, and we finally get back to the house, and I'm a nervous wreck. For one, my granddad shows up, and I was scared of him too. But he just gave me a good talking. He didn't really give me a good talking to. He said, "Lord have mercy, son." And I'm 3rd grade. I'm what, 9 years old, 8, 9 years old. And we get back to the house, and Dad gets me in the bedroom, and he said, I'm not whooping you for starting a fire. He said, that's whatever. He said, you shouldn't have done it, but that's whatever. But you ain't gonna lie to me. And he bent me over that bed, and he whipped me a few times. And I never lied to him again, that's for sure. but
What about
yeah.
the fire starting?
I think I started carrying water with me after that. Or building them close to the spring that we had on the property down there.
See Chance walk around with a canteen. He's always thirsty. Nope, I ain't thirsty. Just putting out fire.
Gotta have that water. Yeah. Have that H2O.
I was a little bit of a pyromaniac, I think. I loved burning stuff and cooking stuff and everything
Yeah,
else.
he did.
Hey,
Every chance he got, he'd start a fire.
Mom and Dad was missing a lot of pots and pans because I would take them out in the woods cooking and stuff. Yeah.
Where's my good no-stick pan?
Yeah.
But it had a squirrel in it the other day.
yeah. I think it's sitting over there by the birch tree.
All right, guys, we got a big announcement.
Probably the biggest of the century. What do you think, Dill?
It's pretty big.
Tell the people who you are. It's Self!
Man.
Oh my gosh,
Dude.
oh my goodness, he's back.
He's back.
In the flesh.
This is the guy that we see daily. Well,
yeah. Well, pretty much.
we see Self daily. We
pretty
see
close.
Dill about
Pretty
every
close.
every
every
century.
once in a blue moon, yeah.
He'll pop up.
This right here is Dylan Self, one of my lifelong friends, and we've got a lot of stories together, man.
Tons.
And we've made several with Dexter over the past year.
I got a question. Do y'all remember y'all's very first moment that y'all was together and y'all got in trouble together?
Ooh, trouble together?
Trouble. Like you're like, hey.
Well, the thing about that is both of our parents were very lenient.
No, I'm not talking about being around parents. I'm talking about out and about, not around your parents. Might have got in trouble by us.
We've got out of some trouble with like women and stuff.
I was about to say I can't count how high the number of times we've gotten out of a situation.
We swapped dates
can't-
mid-date one time.
Mid-date.
Mid-date.
How did that even happen? You just kind of looked at him like.
We just got to play their cards, right?
I mean,
It worked though.
So
yeah.
relay.
we don't leave
Okay,
that.
okay. So relay how the whole deal went down. So you went and picked this girl up, Chance.
I don't know if we're gonna go double that story. Okay, we took him to the movies. We basically sat next to the other one that we came because we all went together.
Y'all went together. Whose vehicles y'all in?
Yours, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back then, I drove
I
everybody.
don't even think I could
everywhere.
drive yet.
Okay.
No, I couldn't drive yet.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, I was like,
Okay.
I think it was early 15.
Yeah.
So
something
you're
like that.
driving, and you're in the back with your date, and you're in the front with your date.
Yeah.
All right, and y'all going to where? Where
The
do y'all
movies.
work? The movies.
Yeah, this would have been Tupelo.
Yeah, we went to Tupelo.
Okay, so y'all in Tupelo.
We kind of
and-
talked about it before. It was like he liked the one I was hanging out with,
So
and I liked the one she was
didn't
hanging
y'all,
out.
why didn't y'all go together with the opposite date beforehand?
We
Well,
changed our minds.
We changed our mind. We thought we knew what we wanted, but
we're
then
15.
but yeah.
We didn't know,
okay.
so we
Hey, and apparently they didn't either.
they didn't care.
So y'all there at the movies and everything, and you have the date that you went with, and y'all are sitting. Okay,
We're not sitting yet.
okay, you're not sitting. Okay, but lay out the seating arrangements. Like, is it like what we're sitting in, and there's two girls in between us?
Well, see what we had done beforehand. Me and Chance, obviously, we'd already kind of talked about this.
Yeah.
So going forward, like when we start to sit down at the movie
Poor
theater,
girls.
we've got. Hey, they went with it. So
Everybody was
Hey,
young and dumb at the time.
Yeah.
everybody had a good time.
Okay.
So anyway, me and Chance already knew who we wanted to sit by. So, and it just kind of worked out when we all got together and started sitting down.
Didn't we let them sit down first, and then we just kind of picked our seat?
We were kind of watching and playing because we knew when we needed to like jump in.
Yeah,
Because the movie theater wasn't full,
Right.
And so we were just going to extend if we had to.
Yeah.
But it worked out. What ended up happening was
After the movie, we just went with it.
But what was the seating? So, like, you're on this side, and you're on the other side over here. Like, I'm trying to picture.
I think that's right. I can't really remember.
I'm pretty sure.
They were in the middle, right? Yeah, because I remember looking over at you after we got it situated because they sat down in the middle and like we looked at each other was like,
Yeah, yeah. Me
You know?
and Chance are like, dude, we ain't score. We ain't got to play this hard anymore.
dude, me and Sel,
Like, it's done.
We've talked about
It's finished.
Like we were so, if we wanted something,
We got it.
we schemed together.
We-
very manipulative.
Oh,
But
so
we
hardcore.
could
I
have
don't know if we should
altered
tell too
nations.
much about all that.
So
but,
we thought.
yeah, well, I mean, we
Well, we was teenagers, man. That's what we did.
ruthless,
look at you now.
It worked.
ruthless.
That was different though.
If you knew how hard he wanted to get with his wife,
Hey, prayer.
I've heard plenty of stories about this.
prayer, baby.
Plenty of stories about this.
You grow up, you become a man, you realize the only thing that you need is God, and everything else falls in line.
There you go.
can't
There
argue
you
with
go.
that.
So tell me this. So y'all, you didn't tell me, your very first, times y'all got in trouble together. So
Oh yeah, we went way off topic.
Yeah,
What?
well, that's the thing is, we never really got into trouble.
every kid gets into trouble.
I don't think we had different. Okay, here's the thing about us is that, for one, we didn't really get in trouble with parents because both of our parents were very lenient, and the things that we liked required us to be outside, away from everything. We hunted, we fished.
I will say a lot of that was because of just our interests. There was not really anything to get in trouble for.
We didn't have any desire to, at that point in time, as kids and
Yeah.
even younger teenagers, to drink or anything like that. That all came later, and we just hunted and fished all the time.
Pretty much.
Trapped, did a lot of trapping.
Shoot, yeah.
7 buzzards.
Do you remember
no
your
coyotes.
very first bad?
Did you just let that pass? 7 buzzards and no coyotes. You know what I'm talking
7
about?
buzzards. No, I do. It's been a minute, but yeah, I do remember that.
Okay.
That was our first trapping experience.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
We what we done?
I forgot what we used as bait.
I remember your dad had shot a deer. and we set it up, and we're thinking like, oh, let's get into trapping. So we got.
And granted, we have never trapped before a day in our life.
Yeah.
But see, we think we're smart. So what we do is, we got like, what, 7 of these right here? These foot
This
traps.
may be even one of them.
It looks exactly like the one.
That's the same. I got those from my granddad.
But yeah, Dad had shot a deer, and so we just go stick this thing out after he, gutted it and everything. Stick it out in the woods, and we put like 7 of these foot traps around this deer carcass.
Thinking we're gonna catch coyotes when they come up to eat on the deer.
Yeah.
Because coyotes were a problem over there.
Yeah, they're a nuisance, overpopulated, so we thought, this is foolproof. Surely at least one of them is going to get in this trap. And we come back, like the next day or 2 days later?
I think it was 2 days later. Well, I mean, we checked it the next day, but we came back 2 days later, and every one of the traps were triggered.
Ain't nothing but buzzards in them things.
It was buzzards in every one of them.
Oh my gosh, that's a stinky mess.
That was a stinky mess. And
Well, I got a question. Did y'all get the buzzards out?
yeah, we got them out.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna ask you how.
Next question.
So, do you remember your very first bad haircut?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I remember I got highlights one time, and it was horrible.
Okay, well, what happened?
Dude, that was the style back then.
What was your very first bad haircut?
Yesterday.
No,
Dude,
you cannot.
You look slick.
Hey, you gotta be honest with me. I showed you what I did.
Yeah.
Did you like what I did at first?
It looked decent. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
From what it did, from what it did look like.
Oh Lord, yeah. I was.
It looked way better.
I had you a little swoosh going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Little swoosh, little feather in the back. But then, Edward Scissorhands over here.
Hey, listen, I used to mow grass for a living.
By
I like cutting stuff.
By God's chance started cutting, and look, he went from using. I've always seen my sister. She cuts hair, and anyway, so I've always seen the little and you hairdressers that are out there and barbers are hearing this. If y'all watching this, I might be saying this wrong, but I've heard the little 2-finger,
Pull it up.
pull it up, and then snip a little bit. With Chance over here doing like a finger and a half, cutting finger and a half, cutting, and then doing 3 fingers.
Dude, well, I was just trying to grab it.
He was grabbing, and then he'd cut, and then he'd look at it a little bit, and he'd go, too much.
Listen, that wasn't even the worst part because you were there because you asked me twice. I specifically remember which way you part your hair. To the left or right? I said left.
And
then the second time you're like, you do this to the left, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
And
then Chance comes after you leave, and he starts doing it as I part it to the right,
Well,
like assuming I part it to the right.
You talking
and
about
then
a guy-
Hayden is like, wait, I thought he parted to the left, and Chance is like, no, he parts it to the right. And I'm like, whoa, no, I said I parted to the left, and she's like, this would have been a great thing to know beforehand. I'm like, I've said it 4 times.
you talking about a guy who, when he was playing Toy Bowl, wrote L and R on his hand so he knew which way to go.
are you talking about you? He's talking about
I'm
you?
talking about myself.
Oh, talking about you. I was about to say Mr. Maps.
Yeah. Hey, I know maps and I know history.
So that was yours. When was your haircut moment?
Oh, dude, back in the day when we were probably 12, 13, maybe even a little young, pre-teen age.
Yes.
Back then, highlights were the style. You're talking early 2000s.
Dude, what's so funny about this? I was going to bring up mine.
Oh, really? You got
It was
highlights?
the same kind of deal. Go ahead with yours.
Okay, listen.
I don't know who didn't have highlights.
Did you have highlights?
I did.
I remember him having highlights.
It was 6th grade. I specifically remember.
Dude.
Go ahead, Chance.
So I got highlights because, like I said, this is early 2000s. So this is
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys. Backstreet's back. All right. Anyway, so I get highlights, and after some time with the highlights, I decide I want my hair cut short. Right?
Spiked up.
Yeah, I want to be able to spike it instead of having that long swishy hair.
Yeah.
Well, I go to the hairdresser. I got a picture of well,
Hey,
you
our necks back in the day, we had muscles. Like, you know how like everybody else goes to gym to get them traps and everything. We had the neck muscle for
On
this.
one side.
Just on one side.
On one side, whichever way you wore your hair.
Well, we know yours is to the left.
maybe why I have dizzy spells now.
Anyway, Chance, go
Anyway,
I think everybody had Tourette's back then.
yeah.
ahead.
Anyway, so I get them to cut my hair, and I show them a picture of what my hair looked like when it was short, and I like the way it looks. So I'm like, I want that again. And I remember the hairdresser kind of trying to talk me out of it, but I wasn't listening to it. I'm like, no. And my mom was just whatever he wants.
I am 12.
I'm 12. I
know.
make my decision.
Exactly. Well, she does it, and keep in mind, I had highlights still. So when she does it, those highlights aren't long anymore. They look like polka dots on your head.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So I look like a dadgum axis deer from my haircut because I had them highlights. And I remember thinking, I cannot wait for this to grow back out.
A young cheetah cub.
That may be the last time I got highlights.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you my last highlighting story. So, you know, my just like I said, my sister, she did hair and everything. Well, the first time I went, you know, I'm wanting to, you know, I was like, oh, there's a guy come in, you know, at school. He had highlights come in. I was like, hey, I'm going to get my hair. And I told my mom, she said, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. And I was like, I really want them. And she's like, okay, we'll go get them. We get down there. Well, my sister does my highlights and everything.
Was it
Looks
blonde
good.
highlights, right?
Blonde highlights.
Blonde.
Yes,
That was
yes,
the thing.
blonde highlights.
I know some kids get
And
red.
Yeah, blonde highlights and well, anyway, so it looks real good and I'm super pumped about it. And I had the swooshy hair, you know, and then
Sure.
highlights in there and I mean it looked good.
Sure.
Got a lot of compliments from the ladies and everything. So I was like, oh yeah, you know. So
Sit by me at lunch.
Yeah.
so but anyway, like the last time that I went and got highlights, I went to go to my sister again to get highlights. Well, she wasn't there. She was actually gone. I think it was on vacation or something, or gone somewhere. And I was really wanting to get them. So I asked my mom. I was like, Mom, who we gonna get to do them? You know, she said I can do them.
Oh.
Okay. Well, Mom, you know, you want them like white looking highlights,
Right, you want them bright.
Yeah, bright. We got Tiger Orange.
Oh.
Tiger Orange, yes. And when we got there, I went and seen my head. Oh, dude. I was like, I can't go to school.
What'd you do?
I can't go to school. I didn't go to school.
Dude.
I didn't go to school. Next, I said, Mama, I'm going to get my hair cut. And I never got my hair cut short. Fella,
You buzzed it out.
I didn't buzz it off, but I got it close. And
You still had dots.
I didn't have dots. I didn't have dots. That mean they might have been a little bit, but I didn't. I wasn't cared about the dots. I literally looked like a patient. I literally looked like
Best as a gown.
yeah. All thing I needed was a gown, buddy.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
goodness.
literally, I'm talking about. I look rough, and I was like, I think it was my 6th grade year. And, you know, that's a time period. That's a time period in school. You're going into that stage of like stuff you used to didn't bother you, and then now it bothers you, and you're like, and people say stuff.
You're
and
very
like,
conscious of how you
Oh my
look.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Dude,
mean,
I was upset. I'm talking about I was upset now. I was like, I ain't never doing this again.
oh, dude, yeah, like I said, that I think that's that may have been my story. Maybe the last time I ever got highlights.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Kids nowadays, they get all kinds of crazy looking haircuts.
Yeah, they look like broccoli now. Dude,
Radishes.
Yeah.
my brother over there, not Pace, but Carson.
Yeah.
Man, he get a little perm on the front, look like that go broccoli sprouting up.
I don't the
Gertrude.
the perms don't bother me or nothing like that. It's just all the different colors we going with now. You know, I seen somebody the other day had blue on one side, green on one side, and purple on the other. I just didn't understand it. I didn't know if they went through a machine or something.
A paint party.
Paint, yeah, but you know,
They must work for the local trader
whatever
plant.
your own, you know.
Painting.
Yeah. So, so your very first haircut, crazy haircut. What's something out of the blue that that just comes to mind right now as far as something crazy that's happened in your lifetime? It's funny.
In my lifetime? Oh my goodness. Well,
What's yours?
where you going?
Yeah, it has to do with you.
Okay.
When we were speaking when we were kids, I remember for whatever reason we were up in the shooting house,
Oh
In
my
his
goodness! I
pasture.
know where this is going.
and he had a dog called Scruffy.
Little
and-
cocker spaniel.
Yeah, a little cocker spaniel. Well, Scruffy climbed that ladder just like we did and got up in the shooting house with us. Well, when we got tired of being in the
cool
shooting
dog.
house, we just climbed down. And Scruffy couldn't climb down. He knew how to climb up. And we're like little kids. We're like, what, 8, 9 years old?
Oh, we're young. We're
And
young. I was a little
Chance
bit- I
was
was a little
so
emotional.
attached to that dog. And I started to walk because we're done out of the shooting house now. And Chance is like, Scruffy! And he just started crying. Like, this kid is just like tears. I mean, look, real tears. Because his dog is stuck in the shooting house.
You know what happened to
And
that
he
dog?
can't get it down.
Do you know what happened to that dog?
Oh, yeah, I know what happened to that dog.
Okay, Mom probably gonna be mad at me for telling this story, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. That dog was bad about getting in the cars. Now you open the door, he's gonna jump in. He
Yep.
loved to go for a ride. He was a little mean. He was mean to.
Yeah.
He'd try to snap at you.
He
Never
had a
get.
little mean streak in him.
Well, my little brother, he was a baby. So when Mom would get out after dropping me off at school, she'd come home, and when she'd get out of her car, she'd leave her car door open, go around and get my brother out. So there's always a door open just in case it got locked. So he didn't end up getting locked up in the car. Well, she'd open her door, go get him out, close his door, and then close her door with her hip and close it back. Well, she did that one morning, and then that afternoon, she ended up having to go get Dad from work when he got off. I don't know if something was wrong with his truck or something like that. Anyway, well, she pulls up to get Dad, and Dad, he gets in the passenger seat, and he tries to scoot the seat back, right? And it won't go back. He's like, well, something's back here. So he's reaching back, he's trying to feel whatever's back there. He's like, what's this rug? And he's like, that's Scruffy. Yeah. It was in the middle of summer, and my mother, she was beside herself.
That is terrible.
You know, my mom's she's such a kind lady, and she don't mean anybody harm.
Oh my
but to accidentally leave the dog in there,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. And the thing is, you know how what I didn't know about it for years because Mom felt so guilty. Well, I asked Dad because I mean they would tell me when my animals died or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They were straight up. They were pretty honest with me. They would let me know. They didn't say it just ran away or nothing like that. They was like, it died.
Yeah.
We got ran over. Whatever.
Just got tired of living there.
Well, to avoid telling the full story, we're in the car one day, like right after it happened, and we're driving on the road right there in front of the house. We're pulling out of the driveway, and I asked Dad. I said, so, because I thought he got hit, and I was like, where'd Scruffy die at? And he was like, right back there. He wasn't pointing at the road. He was pointing right there behind the seat.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's yeah.
Don't let Chance or his family borrow babysit your dogs.
Dude, we got plenty of dogs, and they're all loved and taken care of. That was a loved dog to take care of. Just, accidents happen.
Yeah, just right until the end.
Right until the end.
So, for some reason, I'm looking at your shoes.
Oh, dude.
Oh, you like it?
I love the shoes.
Man, they come.
But as I'm thinking right now, do y'all remember? I don't know why us as kids we do this, but every time that I got a new pair of shoes, or if I'm in there trying on a new pair of shoes, you gotta test them out.
Oh, you got
always.
You got to run fast.
You gotta run fast. Why do we do that?
Dude, I got 5 kids. Every one of them do it. Oh, these are gonna make me fast.
Yeah. What?
Oh, dude, and when you're real little and you get the ones with lights on them,
Yeah.
dude, you think you something.
I never got those.
I watched one. I watched a
I
guy.
always wanted, but I never got them.
I watched a guy the other day. Like he was like, it was on TikTok where this guy had a, he was like talking on. He's like real quiet, and then all of a sudden he says, "Yeah, I'm 37 years old now, Mom and Dad never let me have them, and he goes to he goes pretty far back, and he starts doing his little. He's got wheels on his shoes, and he goes like, "Hey, now, shoot!"
His legs go
And he's like, and later on, it ends the clip. But what's funny about it? He posted one that's like, if you go on and actually research the guy, he actually has a longer one where he's like, "Dadgum, I guess that's wrong. They didn't want me to have one."
Yeah, dude.
Pretty funny.
I never had the Heelys either. I always wanted them. I see kids at school, they wouldn't have them.
I had those. I had those.
Y'all had Heelys?
I had they had Heelys and they had the off-brand Heelys.
Yeah.
Well, I had the Heelys that had the like a little handicap thing on the side too. It was like I got my so Mom had I said Mom
thing on the side.
yeah, it's like a little stepper, like like a little stopper. You know how like your little what are they called? What are they? Roller skates. They got the little the stopper on there.
Rollerblades?
No.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The skates got the little stopper on the front.
Yeah. I don't know why I said wheelchair. What did I say? Handicap.
Handicap.
I don't know why I said handicap. It's not the handicap. It's like the little thing that makes you stop.
The
You
stoppers.
said handicap,
Yeah.
picturing an old woman just like her walker and everything goes straight up in there.
You're probably thinking them little Velcro strap. Jeez.
Yeah, them Skechers.
The diabetes.
No. These was like the Heelys, but they was off-brand Heelys. But they like all the other ones didn't have that little stop. I guess because these wasn't like patented approved. It made sure you could stop.
Yeah, it's like you can't sue if something happens.
Yeah.
Because we gave you a device to help you stop.
Yeah.
See, stuff like that is like, I think the reason why I didn't never have any, because I think they were a little more expensive than other things. And you know what? We're the Dirt Floor Poor podcast.
Yeah.
But growing up, I didn't realize that we didn't have much money. You know what I mean? Like my mom and dad, I never questioned it.
Yeah,
Like,
you just went out there. We just went out there and did stuff. Yeah.
Well, see, I had everything I ever needed, and pretty much everything I wanted. But like, you don't really notice that. Like, I didn't realize we didn't have much money.
Yeah.
But like, looking back at it now, it's like, hey, we didn't have a lot of money. Because think about the meals we ate. What's some of your favorite meals as a kid? I know you're a picky eater. What's some of your meals?
Man, I remember all those fruit rocks I used to eat at your house growing up.
Fruit rock. He
Fruit
makes fun of my
Rocks.
cereal. Cereal? He makes fun of my cereal. My cereal.
For like 2 decades, I would go visit his house.
Same cereal.
And no, it's different. Yeah. It's like I don't know where this off-brand cereal comes from. Like, I don't even know where you buy it.
Off-brand.
I've seen
Instead of Fruity Pebbles, Fruity Rock,
It's like
Honey Nut Cheerios, Honey Circles.
it's like ovals. It's like because we can't afford the honeycombs.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, everything. And one thing that always drove me nuts, still does to this day, is your parents, every time they went grocery shopping, they would buy everything to like season food with, but nothing to eat. And like, so you'd open the refrigerator, it's got everything but something to eat.
Dude,
We could flavor ice like nobody's business, but there's not going to be anything.
that's what leads me to
Substance-wise.
I didn't realize that, hey, we didn't have a lot of money, but like looking back at our meals that we ate, like kraut and weenies, that's cheap to make.
Yeah.
Get some of them red weenies, cut them up. And, hey, if Dad got some overtime, we had Polish sausage in them kraut and weenies.
Oh,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Things like red beans and rice, salmon patties.
Oh yeah, I remember some salmon patties.
But like,
What I remember is my mom. We'd have sandwiches a lot.
Really?
Like we eat sandwiches a lot. But I love sandwiches. But like, what she got one of these little things, and it was like a deal. You could put a sandwich, make your sandwich like a ham and cheese. But what do? You put your ham and cheese in there, and then you put your bread on there, and then it was like a thing that browned it, made it like a grilled cheese.
Oh, I know
But
what
it
you're talking about.
But you could cut it in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I tell you what, when you bit into that thing and that cheese just come out, it'd be like, whoo, buddy, that's like a steak dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like
Man, that's making me hungry
we
now.
cooked. We like going out to eat for families now is more of a common thing. Like and like cooking at home is kind of a
Special occasion.
that's the special occasion. Back like growing up, that was going out to eat was the special occasion.
That's right.
And we cooked every night. And but like
And before that, what's crazy about that? Like, that we, you know, we're like, dang man, we didn't have that much money, but think about our parents, what they had to go through,
right.
and what their parents had to go through. You know,
Yeah.
like
We never wanted for anything, and like I said, we ate good. I
remember
thought.
some folks.
I
you know,
love those meals.
So you know, we had the luxury of going in every time that I took a bath. You know, had running water.
yeah.
My great grandparents and them, they had to go out and get water out the creek or something like that.
I was just about
warm
to
it up,
Oh,
warm it up,
man,
and like
I was just about to say my great granddaddy lived through the Great Depression, and they ate cornbread every single day. And after that ended, he swore up and down he would never eat cornbread again, and he never did.
I
For
love
the next 60 years, he never ate one piece of cornbread.
well, just think about this. You know, what if you had to eat cornbread all the time?
Yeah, I mean, I
That's
can
what they had. They had to.
Well, I had
That's the only option
corn,
they had.
well, what is cornmeal? You know,
Yep.
and
Yeah, cornmeal and eggs, some salt and some oil.
I bet you that that's the reason why the deer population probably was so terrible back then,
Because everybody was eating all the corn.
everybody was eating, trying to kill what they
Well,
could.
that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't many laws back then either.
No, heck no.
What was it? The early 1900s. The whitetail deer was on the. It was either on the endangered species
Yeah.
list or almost on it. And then it made a major boom back, didn't it?
So did.
Yeah, now
Just think about if we
millions
went
in
back.
this county.
Think
Yeah.
about if it went back to that, you know, and we had to go out and started killing for our food again.
The way I shoot, I'd starve.
Yeah, I bet. I
couldn't tell you how many times
I
I
can
went
contest to that because I have had to go track his deer.
Thank goodness
bad.
for thermal drones.
Hey, well, you're already a step ahead because about 80% of the times I've went hunting with him, he'd be like, "Hey, what's that right there?" And it's a stump. Like it ain't moved. It's been there the whole time.
Yeah,
Hey,
I've
but-
seen it, and you're like trying to figure out, like, am I missing something?
Yeah,
Where-
like is it behind the stump? But no, it's the stump.
I'm pretty firearm safety aware, or not aware, but very adamant on firearm
Cautious.
safty. So
He's very safety with a firearm.
I don't keep my gun loaded hardly at all unless I'm about to shoot. But half the time I forget to load it.
And so
Didn't one of y'all about shoot? One of y'all did,
I almost shot him one time. We were young
He about shot me one time.
and he
Dude.
just said, "Hey, I'm very cautious."
since then,
That's what started it all.
Yeah,
dude.
We were in the chicken house.
Yeah, we were shooting rats in a chicken house with 12 gauges.
dude, that sounds like me. I told you about that.
Yeah.
that time.
I felt the wind. Awesome number
Dude.
8 bird shot.
Every time I
Like-
think about that story,
And that gun's like what? Maybe
Long as y'all.
it was a 870.
yeah, but I'm talking about distance from me to the
Oh, it wasn't
end
far
of the
at
barrel.
all.
It was like just
Was
several
it-
yards.
Well, there was a rat go across a hill. We had chicken manure piled up in the back and it was running
mounds
across.
of that stuff.
I didn't know Self was going to run at it or like go towards it, and I threw up to shoot, and he about ran in front of me. And dude, I remember it stalled him up, and he just turned back to me, and I was like, dude,
I felt.
I felt my stomach just fall out of like it scared me.
I
to
did
death.
too. I thought I lost a few hairs. I felt the wind, like I said,
Ooh.
off that, and that scared me to death. I'm like,
So
check
all,
to make sure there ain't none lodged back there in my head. And that's
Always be aware.
always be aware.
All firearm safety is very detrimental to have.
very, very over a rat.
Over a rat? That'd be awful. What happened? What happened to buddy?
I shot him over a rat.
That's crazy.
Well, guys, I've had a good time talking with y'all.
I have
It's been
to,
good.
man.
It's been nice. It's been
been a
nice
pretty good
catching up with y'all.
podcast.
I ain't seen y'all in a while.
Well, we finally learned that Dill Bance is the Dill himself.
Yeah, there goes.
Longtime friend of the Dirt 44 podcast.
But maybe we'll see Dill Bance in the future.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
And if you haven't seen our short clip of cutting his hair, go check it out on our social medias.
Ooh, yeah.
That was fun.
First time for everybody.
We may have a new profession. Hey, do a podcast, get a haircut.
Yeah, do a podcast, get a haircut. You might not like it, or you might like it.
Y'all get Clarence over here next time.
Dude, he's got a fro.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to see.
I'd hate to get that
I'd
feller
love to
mad
see
at
y'all
you.
attack
Oh, that's a
that.
big guy.
That's a big feller. I'll let you trip him, and then I'll run.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, you're watching the Dirt 4 Poor podcast. My name is Dexter Roberts.
I'm Chance Holt.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate you.